Hi everyone. Today we will be discussing on the sustainability aspect, but today the focus would be on how the communication sector is facilitating sustainability in terms of the food industry, and particularly I'll be touch basing on some bioreactors. I would be touch basing on pause, that is anything which can be positioned wherever there's agriculture, how and why devices and other impactful intellectual property rights which is already developed in different countries can be deployed. One thing is very clear. I'll just wait for a few more moments before I start. I'll just fetch the data sets and then we can discuss around this topic. Okay, so this pattern, I'll just share the link. No, this is not the link. Okay. Okay, so this is basically varies on patterns, and will be touch basing on where is it? Okay, so this is basically a chatbot magic, and systems to learn from user activity in any of the particular fields. Say, for example, tech, art, medicine, and stuff. Uh, okay, so in this particular application, okay, in this particular application, what do we have? It's a computerized blah blah blah. So if I just go, it's a very interesting figure. It says, "How's the weather?" The regular response is, "It's very blah blah blah." However, uh, the other person says, "Brace yourself, lovely people. It is kind of hot today, Zozo." Ladies and gentlemen, and this is Barack Obama. It appears to be blah blah blah. So let me look into figure number two. Okay, so figure number one talks about wireless network. We have client devices. This is done by somebody who has just entered the patent field. Okay, it's a wireless network. We have mobile devices, which are particularly handle devices, client devices, ad servers, content server. Server has been divided into one, two, three, four, five. No, one, two, three, four. Okay, we have four servers: application server, search server, which is nothing but a engine in the www dot content server, and we have the database. This is figure one. Two is basically mobile device, which particularly just talks about the general configuration of how a handle device works. So we have the CPU, which is central processing unit. We have the RAM operating system, which is the OS. Application is the search client. Then we have ROM, random access memory. No, it's not random access memory. That is RAM. ROM is not random access memory. Then we have BIOS in the memory, blah, 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 power supply. Then we have network interface, audio interface, display, keyboard, illuminator, input output interface, which is nothing but UI, haptic interface, which is basically how the devices vibrate. So that's the vibration uh, tech behind it. Then we have the camera and the sensors. Then particularly this chatbot engine has, okay, it has four modules: query module, transformation module, word graph construction module, and output module. So this particular engine is divided into four main, I would rather say, if people understand SQL, just give me a moment, I will do one thing. I'll walk you through the understanding of what they are trying to claim. Blah blah blah. How many claims? 20. Generally nowadays it's always 20. Nobody wants to pay extra to the government in any of the countries for that matter. So particularly what happens is, with any kind of chatbot, the way of functioning is, if folks understand what SQL is all about, SQL is structured query language. And in the structural query language, you can just, bifurcate and allocate disk in terms of the database and stuff, where you allocate this module is going to work for X, Y, Z. So the computing language is easier. Drafting and allocating resources for the drafter, it is difficult, and it comes with a lot of practice. So it's basically this particular application is AI driven validation to maintain relevance. Domain customization is there. What I'm going to do is, I think, rather than talking in detail, I would rather just update it on the web domain and let people analyze that. So this is one aspect of understanding the communication network, because anything and everything there is a communication network. The second most important thing is the sustainability issue. Sustainability per se is using the, or in very simple words, if somebody has to understand sustainability not from the law point of view, but from the understanding of how sustainability can be embraced, is utilizing the old stuff in a way, because to develop circular economy, old stuff utilized to solve the current problems in whatever way it can be. It can be newspaper being utilized for XYZ. I'll just give you one example. This is like paper mache kind of a board game. So this particular board game is for the developing the memory. So at any given point of time, even age is never a number to increase your memory cells, and people should embrace that. Or not many people understand this importance of increasing the memory at any given point of time, because to upskill yourself you have to be, or you have to train your mind to be in a zone where you can upscale yourself. So it's very important to upscale. And for upscaling, these kind of exercises are more important than, the I mean, these are more important than just the normal exercises which are executed at the office level, and particularly where the team members are more than 15 people. Because in 10 people, you can have, small kind of exercises. And these kind of exercises we used to have and used to do when before the lockdown, because the way I was functioning at that point of time, it was more uh, one-to-one interaction. But after the lockdown, it has been more of a remote kind of stuff rather than the hybrid stuff. Anyhow, so this is done. The second is the point of contention is the food industry, to understand how the food industry works. So a lot of industries, bioreactors have been developed. I have worked on that kind of case, I think way back, maybe 2008, and that particular case was very interesting. That particular use case study is, the inventors were Malaysians working in United Kingdom, that is London. They contacted their, maybe their family members and stuff in Malaysia. The Malaysian firm contacted us. I did everything from scratch, drafting of the bioreactors and stuff, and then filing the first application in Malaysia, then filing the same in United Kingdom, then hiring somebody for the prosecution stuff, because that's a very old story now. That's way back before 2010. We are right now in 2025, and perhaps in few months 2025 would be over. So in that case, the need of the hour is not to get a patent ground. The need of the hour is not to, focus a lot on the intellectual property rights. The need of the hour is the collaboration, how the pools are developed. Pools in the sense, the IP pools, in terms of how you use the resources, because we are part of the gig economy right now. And in this gig economy, the role of IP is diminished. I mean, it is diminished to a point where nobody wants to pay for the licensing fees, because if you're not filing in another country and you're utilizing the technology from the other country, you still have to, use the expertise of the person who actually developed it. Because this is not an experience or an experiment. People and folks, particularly the KPOs in India, which is supposed to be these online shops of, knowledge process outsourcing, they are just executing things, and in many cases they are doing the side businesses, even, if you understand what intellectual property is all about. So that's how I would like to brush it up right now. Thank you for watching out the video, and perhaps the content is ready. I'll just push it right now, and then perhaps you guys can see it. Thank you for watching out the video. Have a great day ahead.